Sim racing can be an incredibly fun, fulfilling and rewarding hobby, but all too often it can leave you feeling frustrated, burned out and questioning why. During my time racing, I've come to learn that simply approaching it with the right mindset can completely transform the experience regardless of the levels of racing on track. And in this video, I'll outline 5 things that have allowed me to become more measured, consistent, and generally better when sim racing, which in turn has seen an overall improvement in my results. Before we get into it, if at any point you find this content valuable, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel for more. Now, let's get into it. Number 1 is know when and when not to race. More than a few occasions in my time sim racing, I've quit a race prematurely, knowing I should have never entered it due to the mindset I was in prior to jumping into the session. Knowing when, and more importantly, when not to register for a race session can go a long way towards ensuring that each time you do, you'll approach your race in a more measured and level-headed manner. We've all had those races where nothing seems to go your way. Being in the wrong headspace when that happens will only exacerbate that, leading to emotions taking over and dictating your race, increasing the likelihood of self-induced mistakes, shunts, and potentially the dreaded meatball flag. Remember, the only thing you can control is how you react. Ensuring you're in a good place mentally coming into any race session will allow you to more easily move past any setbacks, keep focus on the race at large, and better manage your stint. Which brings us nicely onto point number 2. Let go of incidents as quickly as possible. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when and how bad. Shunts have been and forever will be a part of racing. And unfortunately, there will come a point where you're going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Likewise, there's always going to be someone who makes a move or mistake that ultimately affects your race. It's easy to play the victim and let the incident consume your mind as you continue throughout your stint, but being able to move past such moments will ensure you can refocus as quickly as possible and just work on damage limitation. And to be perfectly honest, this is the one I struggle with the most. There's nothing worse than running a strong, consistent race, only to be taken out by someone who thinks not braking for a corner is a legitimate move, or worse, becoming a collateral victim to a wreck ahead of you on the track. But it will happen sooner or later. Being content with that fact will enable you to better handle this situation when it does occur. Number 3, don't let rating dictate your level of enjoyment. Let's face it, we're all competitive to some degree, and me telling you to simply not worry about your rating would be akin to telling an avid golfer to not worry about their handicap. But putting an emphasis on rating gains or losses can affect your ability to simply enjoy the racing, and often just leads to an over-consuming feeling of pressure during those races where you're on track for a better than normal result, and on the flip side, despair when things don't go your way and you're finishing in high negative. Even getting to the point where you can feel reluctant to race after a few good outings for fear of losing all the rating you were so happy to gain previously. Ranking systems are a tool for Sim to place its users in appropriately matched lobbies. They're not there to determine your level of enjoyment when racing. Instead, focus that energy on running strong, consistent races and enjoying the hobby you choose to invest your time into. Sim racing is a truly immersive, amazing, and unique hobby that provides so much to so many people. Don't let a simple number take that away from you. Number 4, if you race for fun, remember it. If you're watching this video, you're most likely, like me, a time-pressed adult with other things in life outside of sim racing to deal with. So when you do jump into a race, it's to escape all of that and just have fun doing something you love. Remember that. Sim racing can become so much more than just racing. It can become a time to socialize and connect with like-minded people who are all racing for their own reasons. So if you race for fun, find the sim titles and communities that provide that for you and avoid what doesn't. In my time sim racing, I've been lucky enough to forge friendships and grow a community of awesome people solely instigated by our love for sim racing, turning what can sometimes be a solitary hobby into something that I use as a social outlet without ever even having to leave my house, and that's what makes it fun for me. And whilst we're on the topic of community, if you do wish to join that awesome group of people, the link for my Discord is in the description below. And now onto the last and maybe most controversial point in this list. Number 5, it's okay to quit. Out of the 5 points covered in this video, I feel like this particular one may be disagreed with and seems counterintuitive to the point that doing this can improve your overall results long term. And whilst many people will tell you to never quit a race when things aren't going your way, if you genuinely feel like it's no longer an enjoyable experience for you, it's perfectly okay to call it a day. The subsequent loss to any personal rating is far easier to justify than being in a horrible mood all day due to anything that happened to you during your sim time. It all comes back to ensuring that your sim time is time and energy well spent. There's a big difference between rage quitting and simply realizing when to step away. And if you follow the steps I've outlined in this video, I can guarantee that the former will happen much less moving forward. So now I want to hear from you. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please let me know by leaving a comment down below, as I'd love to continue the conversation surrounding sim racing and the mentality best put towards it. Whether you agree with me, disagree, or fall somewhere in the middle, just let me know. Before you do, hit that like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.